Good afternoon. Rob Man here. Welcome back to the Blue Boy podcast. So I ran across this article and I just thought it just encapsulates everything that's wrong with society nowadays. And I just thought, we could go through it together and have a few laughs. 47 ingenious things other countries have that make the U.S. feel like it's living in the 1800s. Oh boy. All right, now this article is going to be from a place called Buzzfeed. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Most of what they turn out is trash anyways, but a lot of people read it, and a lot of it's just an indication of how people think things nowadays. Number 1, Aruba has a machine that puts on your sunscreen for you. It literally rotates you around and sprays it everywhere so you don't have to get your hands all greasy. Thing looks like a Hawaiian time machine. I don't know if you could pay me to step in that. Look, if you can't put your own damn suntan lotion on, or let's hope that you have somebody that can help you put it on, right? Plus, I can't help just thinking the whole thing's going to turn out wrong. It reminded me of that episode of Friends where Ross got in the tan booth and he got tanned on the same side like 15 times. Number 2, the absolute worst part of pooping. I love when people call taking pooping. It's funny. The absolute worst part of pooping in public bathrooms is that everyone can hear you. Oh no, but not in Japan, where you can mask the sound with music. So first off, what music are we talking about here? Is it going to start playing hopefully it's appropriate to taking a dump, Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard or something's playing. I could get behind this. I really can. Because one thing I never understood, when you go into a public restroom, I get it, it's a relief. There's a freaking train going by, give us a second. This is the beauty of living next to some railroad tracks. I don't understand why people have to make so many damn noises when they're like, just shut up and do what you're in there to do and then get out. Me, I always prefer to take care of my business at the house, but sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you get struck. So we've got the privacy setting with the music, and then over here we've got, do they have public bidets? That sounds disgusting. What is this? I can only imagine this is water shooting up into his butt crack. Number 3, Meat You Buy Norway comes with little measuring sticks, I guess, that tell you how many days are left before it goes bad. This actually isn't terrible. I mean, I think we all pretty much know when you shouldn't eat something. Number 4, Tokyo has an air shower, they put it in quotes, for people who are allergic to pollen. Oh man, I would not trust what people are doing inside of this thing. And this is one of the things that made me want to make this. Number 5, Poland has a section of the sidewalk specifically for people looking at their phones, so you won't get stuck behind slow walkers glued to their cell phones. How about this? How about just don't look down at your cell phone when you're walking? We really have to make a lane for these people. And I love the artwork here. He's got he's all hunched over, he looks like freaking Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's like, oh yes, it's been 3 years that I've been locked inside my mother's basement, and now I must scroll through my phone as I walk through the streets, these mean streets of, where was this at? Of Poland. Now the Polish have had it rough throughout the years, but I would like to think that they have better contributions to society than making an entire lane where people can walk on there. And I love this right next to the bike lane, the other subset of humanity that drives me nuts. I can't stand cyclists. They just decide that they're gonna just ride their bike in front of your car. They never use these things, and if they do, they're gonna hit the people walking around on their cell phones. Because let's just be honest, if there's a let me just get this straight. So first of all, no one's gonna listen to this, but even if they did, you would have to be paying attention to where you're going, because there's only so much room. And aren't all these people going to start bumping into all the other people that are just looking at their cell phones? They just can't help it. They've got to check their Instagram and their Bumble app. And is there somebody who's policing this, who is excuse me, sir, I believe that if you look at your cell phone for even a minute, you have to step into the lane for cell phone travel. Number 6, the entire pole lights up with these traffic lights in Moscow, Russia. Oh, Russia. I'm not sure if you've seen the video from Russia where that ski slope is just going crazy, but they really know how to build stuff over there when they're not invading other countries. So there's no way you can miss the light change. That's not true. Okay. I have a little bit of insight into this topic, but people, it doesn't matter how many things you put up. Okay. People who are not paying attention, they're just not paying attention. It's just like the cell phone lane. They're not paying attention. That you could literally have a monkey. You could literally have like a robot monkey that changes colors and he dances in front of your car. He gets on your hood. If you're not paying attention, these people, they're going to run the light. Kind of looks cool though. It looks like a freaking like lightsaber in the middle of the road. Croatia has benches that not only charge your phone using solar power, but also provide Wi-Fi. Oh, and a place to sit, obviously. So I have like so many questions because solar panels, they have like, they're made out of things that are like, you know, once they break down, I think like if they crack open, they can be toxic. I could be wrong about that. But having one that you sit on just doesn't seem like a great idea to me. I would, unless I have a VPN on my phone, I would definitely not want to use Wi-Fi. And if I'm using Wi-Fi on a bench, I'm probably not in the position to where I can afford a VPN in my life, because this seems more of like something, you know, people who are out on the streets maybe down on their luck are going to use. Not entirely like a terrible idea. But number 8, there's a restaurant in Finland where you can get the server's attention just by turning this device. First of all, it looks like a coffee cup or something, I don't know, but if you want your server's attention, you just get their attention. It's not that hard. How passive aggressive is this? It's like, when you know, and then maybe they wear a shock collar. Maybe that's the next thing we can do. Oh, my table needs me. You know, and it shocks them the amount of times. It's like 8 times. That's table 8. I would hate to be in the sections that go upwards of like 20. I love how we're just innovating human contact out of the equation. We just don't need it anymore. Number 9, this ingenious Japanese hack for carrying pizza boxes without them sliding to the side needs to come to the US. That's not bad. Similarly, there's a restaurant in India with a big sign showing you how to order with sign language so you can order across the room and don't have to worry about pronunciation. First of all, if you've ever been in a restaurant, servers a lot of them don't want to make eye contact with you because you want something. Usually they're like, if they're coming over your table, they're very intentional about it. So you just be like, I want the rice. This doesn't need to come to the US. No. In Japan, you can choose a cart color based on if you like assistance or not, which is basically an introvert's dream. Oh my goodness. Like, that's the problem. We're innovating introverts' dreams when they need to get out of their comfort zone. I need to get out of my comfort zone. I'm a natural introvert, right? I don't agree with this. No. Okay? This is the last thing I need. I don't need enablement. Like, that's the problem. We're like enabling introversion in this country. Okay? Or I guess in this country, in Japan, it's just, you know, I need assistance. I can shop myself. I will say there are stores I go in where I've been like mobbed by like the sales staff because there's like nobody in there. Like, can I help you, sir? Can I help you, sir? Like, after the first time. But look, just be a human being and tell me you don't need help. That's it. You need to grab the colors are quite accurate here. It's like a pink bright color, or it's just like black. Like, it's just like the void. I don't need you. I can do it myself. Japan has emergency toilets and elevators just in case. What? Could you imagine? Every time you're walking into an elevator, you're just taking your life in your hands. You know what though? I mean, how many times have it's coming, and you're stuck in the elevator. You know, this is a problem that plagues my life. I don't know about yours. I'm picturing like 2 scenarios with this, right? Either 1, the door's open and someone is already using the toilet. 2, you know, there's a bunch of scenarios. The elevator's full of people. I mean, it's always like, it's been the running joke, right, of like farting in the elevator, let alone like taking a sheesh in the elevator. Like, if you really, like, what? This has got to be a joke. This isn't even real at this point. And they need to figure out what they want, because if we go back up, you know, we're playing music, right? Or we're playing like we're playing a little Led Zeppelin, so we can and now we come down to here, and we should also just have toilets for the entire world to see what's good. I mean, even this is like, you know what else has toilets like this? A prison cell. Okay, number 14, in France, there are parking garages with these neat little dividers to stop people from accidentally denting and scratching the car next to them. I feel like, you know, when you're parking, you're gonna have to be even more conscious of not hitting these things. Turkey has a restaurant that automatically shows you how to easily split up the bill, so you don't even have to do the math. God forbid you should have to do the math. I will say this is more something for the server. If anybody who's ever worked in a restaurant, right, one of the worst things that could happen is you got like 20 people at a table and they all want separate checks. You know, you're going to spend the next 25 minutes separating that check. So I don't know how this works, like specifically, because it's literally just, I don't speak Turkish, but not like a terrible idea. The part of this I resent is, you know, you don't have to do math, right? I'm not a big fan of math or anything, but come on, I'm all about self-sufficiency. So if you can't do math to split up a check like yourself, because this doesn't seem like it's something the server's doing, then come on, guy. This intersection has a 3D map of the intersection so that blind people know what it looks like. In Croatia, I guess a lot of blind people are getting hit by cars and they're trying to cross the road. So this was something they had to come up with. Free seltzer dispensers in the US would actually be a game changer for me, a chronic LaCroix drinker. We're getting a little bit of inside the writer's studio here with this person of what would be a game changer for them as a LaCroix fiend, a LaCroix addict. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go to like a gas station, you can get carbonated water, right? I mean, you can get an umbrella out of a vending machine in Hong Kong. It's a little predatory, but you know, most of the people, I don't walk in my house with an umbrella. I'm not one of those guys who uses it as like a walking stick to get here and there and be like, I'm not one of those guys that's like, well, it's better safe than sorry. You know, like when you walk out of the door. I feel like it needs to be undercover or it just defeats the whole purpose. Because if you're waiting in the rain for this thing and, you know, then you look at this. I mean, you got selection here. You know, you're going to pick your colors, you know what I mean? And then you're tempted by the soda over here. It might end up defeating its own purpose if it's not inside. You know, if it's like inside the place you're going and, oh, it rained outside. And in Singapore, there's an umbrella sharing project where you can just take one when you need one. That thing's always gonna, that's like the candy at Halloween. That thing's never going to be full of umbrellas because of this article. You know, there's been some helpful innovation, but a lot of it's just selfish. Like, I want to be stuck in my own little world thing. So who's going to think about others and put umbrella in there for other people? You really, because this one is accepting the fact of the problem that people don't have umbrellas on them, and this is assuming that people have so many umbrellas on. I mean, I guess if you have both of these, you've bought so many umbrellas in the vending machine that, well, you've got some to spare now, so you're just going to put them out for people to take. You know, which if I bought one of these umbrella machines, I mean, like, these are just directly opposed to each other. Italy has pet carts at grocery stores, so you don't have to leave your dog outside when you shop. I feel like if you wanted to, you could just put your dog in a cart, but we need like entire sections of stores with dog carts, I guess, or cat carts or whatever. Could I put like if I had like a pet turtle, could I put that in there? German grocery stores have a special place on the back of their shopping carts for beer. Well, that makes sense. Speaking of shopping carts, there are also shopping cart cleaning machines in Germany. So, you know, when you're walking around and all the carbonated beer explodes all over the cart, you can go ahead and send it through the wash. Belgian supermarkets have special parking spots close to the store for pregnant women. We have that here. Like, what are they even talking about? But I feel like those parking spots have got to get taken advantage of. I mean, are you really going to stop a woman and say, are you really pregnant? This Norway bus stop has books, so you don't get bored waiting. You know, this actually isn't bad if the books can stay there. But everybody's on their phones, so maybe not Norway, but it was going out. But yeah, I mean, anything to get you off your phone more, I'm all about it. This one is Rob Man approved. Spain has a book vending machine. They just make vending machines for everything. You just gotta get us reading more books first. And then, maybe if there was book vending machines, maybe we all would read a little bit more. But I mean, according to this article, they just want the entire world taken up by everywhere you go. There's just going to be so many vending machines, you can't even move. The Auckland Airport in New Zealand has a children's toilet and an adult toilet in a single stall for parents. Well, hopefully it's for parents. I could honestly see where this is going to cause some problems. Speaking of toilets, there are places in Japan. I mean, like, we haven't already been talking, like, this entire article, half the problems I've had is their toilet innovations that apparently need to happen. Speaking of toilets, there are places in Japan where you can see the full layout of toilets that are occupied. So you don't have to awkwardly try the stalls that have people in them. We all know what you do. You just look underneath. Everybody's like, oh, and for some reason, every time there's someone already in the toilet, all those people wear sandals. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I mean, this person, they've really thought out about going to the bathroom. They are just all about streamlining this process. In Germany, there's a boat drive-through for McDonald's in case you get hungry cruising down the river. We don't need this. Drive-throughs are already a big enough problem, okay? This Italian supermarket has knee-activated water faucets, so you don't have to turn on the faucet with dirty hands. I'm not really opposed to this. It does look like a little something here, though. I just can't put my finger on it, nor do I want to. Lisbon, Portugal has an open-air escalator. You never seen an escalator outside, guy? Some toilets in Copenhagen, Denmark, have special bins in each stall to hold your electronics while you're using the bathroom. In Hong Kong, there's a restaurant where there are draft beer dispensers right at your table. Yeah, that I really, really don't think that we need more DUIs in this country, but we've solved the problem, if that is the direction that we need to head into. And finally, in Australia, your tax returns share where your taxes actually went. Well, first of all, I don't believe that for a second, but even if that is the case, America never going to do that. They don't want you knowing where it goes. Come on. Look, as far as like innovation goes, we don't need to innovate introversion any further. Well, what do you think? Do you think any of these things need to be implemented in the U.S.? I would love to hear down in the comment section below. In my opinion, anything that's going to innovate human experience less does not need to be innovated. We all need to put down our phones a little bit more and get outside a little bit more. Anyway, that'll be it for this one. Oh, and then for any of you guys who are wondering, this is once again one of those Cohiba Nicaraguas. I got a whole pack of them, so I'm trying to get through these. But I'm not suffering through them or anything. They're really nice. As always, do more, and I'll see you in the next video.